What's up guys, welcome back again to your Heroclix headquarters. So it's Power of the Week again, and today we are going to take a look at Smoke Cloud. If you guys would like to see whatever power you want to see next on Power of the Week, make sure you let me know in the comments what you'd like to see and we can cover it next time. So as always, we're going to take a quick look at what Smoke Cloud can do, how to use it, and then we'll take a look at some of the best powers to combo with it and what are some like strengths and weaknesses of it. And then of course we'll go over some of my favorite characters that can use it effectively. So without further ado, let's see what it does. Smoke Cloud is going to be the purple attack power, and it says power, minimum range value 4, generate up to 6 hindering terrain markers in distinct squares within range, each adjacent to at least one other, and at least one marker must be within line of fire. Opposing characters occupying one or more of these markers modify attack -1, and at the beginning of your next turn, even if this is lost, remove them. Alright, so that's pretty simple. Now let's see how to use it in action. Alright, so here we have a Batman, and as you can see, he's got the purple attack power, which gives him Smoke Cloud. So, if we want to use Smoke Cloud, we have to simply just give him his power action here, and then we can generate up to 6 hindering terrain markers. So there you go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, these hindering terrain markers can be anywhere within his range, so long as at least one of them is within his line of fire, and they're all adjacent to at least one other one. So, you don't have to just put them in one big cloud like this. You can, if you wanted to, you could make a line this way. If maybe you had a bunch of stealthy characters and they're all shooting at you this way, you could cover a wider area. Or if you were just trying to cover your own little squad, you can put it under yourself and your friendly characters over here, and keep yourself nice and safe in stealth there. Just remember that as long as you have line of fire to one and they're all adjacent to one other one, and you don't go outside of your range, you can put them pretty much anywhere. Now just remember that you couldn't put like one at the bottom of a staircase like this because it's not adjacent to any other ones because it's not on the same elevation. Now on to some of the powers and abilities that combo well with Smoke Cloud. Honestly, there's not a whole lot that really combos with it since it is just a power action to make hindering terrain. But of course the best thing to use with it would of course be stealth. If you have it maybe from the back, or if you actually have the black square on your movement. Stealth, of course, blocks all hindered lines of fire, so having Smoke Cloud and Stealth is always a great combo because you can bring your own cover with you wherever you go and keep yourself safe in stealth. However, it does cost a power action to use, so for that reason, the only other thing that I think really works very well with it would be sidestep, so you could kind of sidestep yourself into position a little bit and then take the power action to use Smoke Cloud. But if you didn't have stealth, Smoke Cloud can be a very effective defensive power. Let's say you use the power action to shoot out a smoke bomb, and your opponent here wants to take a shot at you. Since you use Smoke Cloud, if they're in your Smoke Cloud, they're going to get a -1 to their attack. And if they're trying to shoot you through hindering, then don't forget you're also going to get a +1 to your defense. So that's already going to increase their odds of missing the attack greatly. And then if you combo that with something like Energy Shield Deflection to give you another +2 to your defense, or maybe Combat Reflexes, if they try to run up on you, then you get a +2 to your defense and they'll still get a -1 to their attack from the smoke. So just manipulating the numbers that way can help you out a lot, defensively speaking. But again, since Smoke Cloud is a power action, the only other thing to really combo well with it would be something like Outwit, Perplex, or Probability Control, things that are free actions or that don't cost you any actions, like I already said with Sidestep, just so you can still be doing something else in the turn other than just laying out a Smoke Cloud. So that brings us, of course, to the strengths and weaknesses of Smoke Cloud. Like we kind of just went over, Smoke Cloud can help you a lot in manipulating the numbers by lowering your opponent's attack and upping your defense. But it can help out your whole team. You could Smoke Cloud under your whole team to give everybody the hindering terrain defense bonus, or potentially Smoke Cloud under your opponent's whole team. That could also trip them up because, you know, it's hindering terrain. They're going to have half their movement coming off of it if they don't ignore it. Or if you just lay out a smoke around you like this, they're going to try and charge, and they might have to stop from the hindering, again, if they don't ignore it. So that's another really good strength, just stopping your opponent from getting to you potentially, and like I said, with upping your defenses, and just laying out smoke for your other stealthy characters as well. Because even if you just have one character use Smoke Cloud, if your whole team has stealth, or at least most of them, you know, you can put your stealthy guys up in the front and it'll block line of fire to all of your friendly characters behind them as well. So that is a really helpful and beneficial power to have. However, there are some drawbacks to it, mainly being that it is just a power action. Now, for me personally, I would rather be using my actions to make attacks and potentially damage or KO my opponent's figures rather than just you know, manipulating the board a little bit. So I would say that is probably its biggest weakness, is that just the fact that it is a whole power action just to lay out some hindering terrain, which of course means that you're not going to be able to move or make any attacks, so you're really just kind of committing that one figure just to the smoke cloud, which again, if it's like a low point support figure, not really that big of a deal. But if we're talking more of a secondary or even main attacker, you really don't want to be wasting their turn just to lay out some smoke. But that's about it, so on to some of my favorite pieces that can use Smoke Cloud effectively. Alright, so to start off with some of my favorite characters that can use Smoke Cloud, Marvel recently has had a lot of really cool Smoke Cloud users in the last few sets. So to start with here, we have Hydro Man, whose special on his attack power gives him poison and Smoke Cloud, and when Hydro Man uses Smoke Cloud, he generates water markers instead, and after resolutions, he can use poison at no cost, and considers opposing characters occupying his water markers as adjacent for poison. The really cool thing about this is just that, you know, like I said, it kind of sucks to use a whole power action just to use Smoke Cloud, but in this case, you're kind of laying out a huge thing of water where you can poison people from, and the cool thing is, since it's poison at no cost, you can actually take a power action, use Smoke Cloud, poison at no cost, and then use his poison as a free action, so you can get double poison. Very effective, and can potentially do a lot of damage for free. And then coming up next, we have Namor, whose first trait lets him start the game with a flood marker attached, and then the flood marker counts as water terrain. But he can use Smoke Cloud as a free action and generates water terrain markers instead of hindering. And then as a free action, you can place his flood marker back in his square. So we can essentially have like 7 water markers on the map at any given turn. And the fact that it's free to make all that water is super helpful. But what's also super helpful is that friendly characters with the dolphin symbol or that share a keyword with him modify attack +1 when making a close attack while occupying water terrain. So not only can he make up to 7 squares of water terrain a turn, he also gives +1 attack to your friendly characters that make close attacks while in water terrain. So very powerful effect to have there. And then the next one here, we have Prowler from this new Spider-Man set. And he just simply has Smoke Cloud as free, but only generate 3 squares, 3 markers rather. And then, yeah, just some stealth and some perplex there for only 30 points. You know, you can't really go wrong since there are so many Spider-Man family characters now that can use stealth. Especially the PlayStation Spider-Man is my favorite one because he can just free action make a Smoke Cloud, and then that one can free action place himself in hindering. So it works out really great. And then next, of course, we have Null. Null is super awesome for a lot of reasons, but he also has Smoke Cloud as a free action and generates obscuring terrain markers instead, which if you don't know what obscuring is, it's hindering only for line of fire and not for movement. And he also has traded stealth with this as well. So it gives him some free cover for his stealth every turn, which is super helpful. And then as a free action, you can also place him in a square of obscuring terrain within 4 squares. So free, make some obscuring terrain, he's got stealth, and free, place him in it within 4 squares is great. And everything else he does is super amazing. So definitely one of the best Smoke Cloud users yet. And don't forget that even though all of these say, like, you know, can use Smoke Cloud but makes water, makes obscuring terrain instead, it's still Smoke Cloud. So you will still be giving your opponent a -1 to their attack if they're in it, since it was created by the power Smoke Cloud. But my favorite Smoke Cloud users are almost always in the Bat family on the DC side of things. So we'll just take a quick look at some of these, and I have a few more as well. But starting us off, we have the Nightwing and Batgirl duo, who start off with a special attack power that says when Nightwing and Batgirl end their non-free action at a different elevation from where they started the turn, after the action resolves, they can immediately Smoke Cloud as a free action. So they have all this cool improved movement. You can just run around if you use charge or whatever, as long as they end on a different elevation than they started on at the beginning of the turn. Then they get to use Smoke Cloud as a free action. They got a bunch of other cool stuff they can do too. They're a really super fun character. I've used them a ton of times. That free Smoke Cloud comes in handy. And then another one we have here for duos is the Batman and Nightwing, and they have a trait that says when using the duo attack ability, Batman and Nightwing may use charge or Smoke Cloud as a free action instead of making the second attack. So if you guys don't know what the duo attack ability is, basically it's like a power action. You get to make two just generic attacks, but they get to use charge or Smoke Cloud instead of making one of the attacks, which is super helpful. And again, super awesome sculpt for a duo fig. I love these guys so much. But coming in next, we have Robin from the Teen Titans set. This guy has been a go-to for me for years for Batman family teams, simply because he's got a special attack power that says at the beginning of your turn, choose Robin can use Incapacitate this turn, or Robin can use Smoke Cloud as a free action this turn. So always go for the Smoke Cloud for the Batman team ability there. Super, super helpful on all the Batman family teams. I've used them a million times literally just for that. But then we also have here the Black Bat, and she has a trait that says immediately after the resolutions of an attack where an opposing character takes damage from an attack by a Black Bat, she can use Smoke Cloud as a free action. So that's super helpful. Anytime she makes an attack and hurts somebody, she gets to do a free Smoke Cloud. And then she's got like a cool Quake power. So, you know, she can run in there and Quake a bunch of people and then Smoke Cloud everything. Super fun to use. So now taking a look at some of the Batman himself. Here's a really cool one. I've always loved this sculpt of him. This was an OP kit figure a couple years back, and I love this Batman for his special gas pellets on his attack power that says Batman can use Smoke Cloud as a free action, but only to place one Smoke Cloud marker, and then give Batman a free action to place him in the Smoke Cloud marker square. So just really cool, free action to make one smoke marker and then free action to place him in it. Is super awesome. He does have a 6 range, so it can reach pretty far. And of course the outwit and the Superman team ability to outwit other people in stealth is super helpful. And then having stealth with some combat reflexes there is great. And technically he can also teleport 6 squares, outwit somebody, and then use flurry. So just super, super awesome. Really love this Batman for that cool Smoke Cloud teleportation kind of effect. Then we have another one here from Batman the Animated Series. So this Batman has the ability to turn himself to the same click number of a different color. So I'll just show you his dial here in a second. But I also love his unique modifier that when he damages an opposing character, all opposing characters modify attack -1 until your next turn. Really cool, especially if you stack that by smoke clouding on top of them. They're going to get a -2 to their attack. And then he also has, of course, Smoke Cloud as free on his attack. And then when he's given a move action while in hindering terrain after resolutions, he can make a close attack. So just really cool. You can Smoke Cloud as a free action, then give him a move action and make a close attack for free. Pretty nice. Only on that one, though, the first dial. But then you can also switch next turn to the charge and the outwit. It's really cool Batman, really fun. Love the smoke effect. And then of course the Batman, the Caped Crusader title character, again has some good free smoke clouds, which is literally just his +1 plot point ability. Smoke Cloud is free. So yeah, it's just really good. You know, he does a lot of other, title character stuff. Mainly just like him for the +1 Smoke Cloud is free. The rest of them, not super great. Half speed move is nice to get around. But yeah, all in all, he's a fun Batman. Not really super amazing or anything, but the free smoke cloud definitely comes in handy. So finally, some of my all-time favorite smoke cloud users are actually both of the bat cycles, but I also have another Batman here to take a quick look at. So he starts with a trait, I Bring the Darkness. When Batman passes through a square containing an opposing character during a move action, after actions resolve, he can use Smoke Cloud as a free action, but must place the first token in a square occupied by an opposing character. So of course he has improved movement characters. Basically just move through people and put some smoke on them. Pretty cool. And this also combos really well with his rolling strike thing here, which he can use charge and running shot. And when he uses charge after actions resolve, he can be given a move action with his speed value halved as a free action. So really, what I like to do is charge up to somebody and punch them, and then after resolutions, you just move through them and go somewhere else, and then you get the free smoke cloud. A really good combo there. He also starts with some outwit, which is pretty helpful. Then moving on here, we have the first bat cycle. He was actually the pilot for this bat cycle, so he had some special abilities for that as well. Bat cycle is super great. So taking a look at its card here, it's got Trailing Darkness. Bat cycle can use smoke cloud as a free action immediately after the resolution of an action in which it moved. But the first hindering terrain marker must be placed in a square it moved through by the bat cycle this turn. So yeah, anytime it moves, it gets to do a free smoke cloud as long as you put it in the square that it moved through. And it's just kind of all of the vehicle rules that honestly aren't even correct anymore, so I don't know why I'm showing you that. But anyway, then bat cycle, the new one here, convention exclusive from the animated series, looks really nice. Yeah, love the look of the animated series one. But it also has something very similar, where on its attack power there, it can use Smoke Cloud as free, but only to generate markers in squares that it moved through this turn. Same thing. You move the bat cycle around, you get a free smoke cloud. This one actually has some hypersonic though, which is pretty awesome. And only 40 points. These bat cycles were so cheap. This one was only 50 or 25. So why not throw them on the team to move around and get some free smoke clouds? So why don't you guys let me know what some of your favorite smoke cloud users are in the comments. All right guys, that's gonna do it for this installment of Power of the Week. As always, if you enjoyed watching, please smash that like button for me. Don't forget to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. And most importantly, let me know in the comments what you guys want to see in the future episode of Power of the Week, because a lot of people tell me they love Power of the Week, but nobody's telling me what they want to see. So I need to hear from you guys to let me know. But also a big thank you to our Patreon patrons. You can see your name here in the credits if you'd like to join our Patreon. Links in the description for that. There's lots of other awesome bonuses there as well, so make sure you check that out. And that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, this has been Heroclix Headquarters, signing off.